New at 6, looking to expand your home? Well, consumer, beware. What you think is a good deal could lead to a lot of trouble down the road. A Northwest D.C. woman says she learned that lesson the hard way. Here's Larry Miller with tonight's WUSA 9 special report, living in a cracked house.
This here is the crack. I was looking for someone who had done work for other people. I was looking for someone who was credible.
A simple, uncomplicated list of requirements Jackie Hart wanted in a contractor that would add an additional 4.5 feet to her Northwest D.C. home. After vetting 4 candidates and checking references, she landed on CAT Consulting Service, LLC, owned by Chris A. Toussaint. The two signed a contract in 2015 for nearly $175,000. The new addition to the back of her house would expand the basement, allowing the 78-year-old senior citizen to rent out a studio apartment to supplement her income.
I thought I had done enough research. I thought that I had checked off all of my boxes.
Hart said it took 2 years for Contractor Toussaint to complete the construction. A D.C. government agency at the time approved the paperwork of a third-party inspector for the completed project. But nearly a year after Toussaint finished the addition, a next-door neighbor said to her,
"Jackie, have you noticed this crack here?" I says, "What crack?"
In fact, there were cracks running down each side of the outer walls of the addition the CAT contractor built onto her home. An engineer's report showed there was no scheduled reinforcement of any of the footing, and it does not appear that the wall had been keyed in as requested on the plans. In other words, the new addition was not properly connected to the existing structure. So in May of 2023, the D.C. Department of Buildings approved a permit for Toussaint to do the necessary alteration and repair to secure it to the original house.
My fear is, Lord, please don't let this house fall in the alley.
Hart says the reason for that fear, the permit approved by DOB to repair the cracks expires May 12th of this year. We spoke to CAT contractor Chris Toussaint by phone, and he said,
"There are some repairs that need to be made. It's outside the warranty, but as a courtesy, I would do it, but I just don't have the funds to incur that cost right now."
It's getting larger here.
We also reached out to DOB on Ms. Hart's behalf. A spokesperson for the agency told WUSA 9 that the D.C. Department of Licensing and Consumer Protection is exploring all possible avenues to assist her in this matter. In the meantime, until contractor Chris Toussaint comes up with the money to make the repairs, Ms. Hart is left to live with the anxiety that her home is cracking away from its foundation. Larry Miller, WUSA 9.
Yeah, that is bad. So we've since learned that the D.C. Department of Licensing and Consumer Protection has assigned a special investigator to work on Ms. Hart's case. We'll keep you updated on the progress.